if indeed we would.
Like, I love trying on shoes in a store.
Yeah?
I get exercise, you know. It's a
Bending.
Zen thing. You bend, you lift, you hold your leg up, you walk around, and then you take them off and you
Well, this is a good
put them
thing.
back.
Yes.
And but I notice I seem to live on 2 or 3 pairs of shoes.
Yes.
And you notice that
I
too.
noticed that too.
You notice that too, yeah.
But all the other shoes tend to have be in little piles here and there.
Well, they would like more attention from my feet.
I don't know. Maybe you need to rotate your shoes.
Well, you know,
On a
it's
daily basis,
funny
you know.
because
Monday shoes, Tuesday shoes,
I like
Wednesday
looking
shoes.
nice for you.
You do. You do look
I
nice for
comb
me.
my hair for you.
Mhm.
You know, I'm trying to work a style where you can just sort of go like that and it'll fall into place.
Well, for that, you has to be pretty short.
Really,
don't
that's
know. Yeah.
what it is, I guess.
That's what it is. Long hair does require
Coiffeuring, I
more
suppose. Yeah.
effort.
And I enjoy you, but you know, 95% of what you have is fine. You know, you can wear anything you want. I don't have a particular desire for you to wear anything special. It's not like we're going to the Academy Awards, but when we're out and I see these magnificent dresses, and dresses or outfits, if you want, sheaths and swaths and
I tried one on the other day. It looked really strange.
things like that.
It was pretty,
And then
but it looked odd.
I say, gee, maybe I could get her that for Valentine's Day, or maybe I could get her that for her birthday.
You know, you're very good about presents on holidays and things. That is romantic.
I love giving to you.
But that's
You're
romantic.
my girlfriend. I mean, that's the romantic key. Yes, we're married, but you're my girlfriend.
And you're my boyfriend. And that is romantic.
And
you're right.
I think of you as my girlfriend, and I refer to you as my girlfriend, and people look at me in a strange way. And one woman actually said, well, where's your wife?
She did really?
Yes, she
Oh,
said, well,
Steven, that's
where's
funny.
your wife? And I said, I have no idea. You know, and she, well, how long has that been going on? And I said, close to 30 years. And she kind of looked at me like I was touched. And she said, well, does she know about this? And I said, oh, I tell her everything. And that really
That must have
confused her.
really
That
toasted her
confused
buns.
her. And then her husband lumbered in, and I looked at him and I said, I want to ask you a question. And he, you know, and he was one of those quiet types that you meet here in town. And I said, do you think of your wife as your girlfriend? Huh? And it was a totally new thought. It had insinuations beyond expectation.
Well, you know, I think you just hit a nail on the head.
Nail.
A romantic about romance. And that is thinking of oneself as boyfriend and girlfriend is really romantic. Is really romantic.
Especially when I think of myself as 27.
I mean, I hear people who call my old man or old lady, you know.
Mother.
Oh, God.
We'll have to ask Mother.
Oh, God. Oh, that is bad. That's bad.
And people do it all the time.
And
And you
that's bad.
smile and you nod. And, you know, King Oedipus is alive and well, I suppose.
Not really, but that certainly takes away from romance, let alone sex. Oh my goodness! Oh, if you consider your wife in the role of mother as being the role, that's not going to do anything much for romance or sex either.
Right, but so I have fun out there referring to you as my girlfriend.
But it's true.
And if you want to experiment with this when you're sitting amidst a group of other women, you might refer to me as your boyfriend, and one of them will take the bait and say, well, what about your husband? You know, she'll see your wedding ring. And you'll say, he doesn't mind. And just see where it goes. And great heaps of scorn and jealousy, you know, come out. And men and women don't like the fact that we don't drink coffee, that we...
They don't?
No.
Why do they care?
Because we're supposed to do what they do. It's the conforming instinct of older age. Everyone does the same thing. And the fact that we're having a good time for many people is galling.
Oh, no, I wouldn't like to think that.
Oh, I've noticed it.
No.
I'm not now talking about dining out or eating in. I'm talking about the smile, the look on our face, the caring about
I
one
think we
another.
set a good example for people.
The caring about one another more than caring about the madding crowd.
I think we set a good example for people.
And our children are grown and gone, and we don't have that consideration. And people with kids today, my God, what they're going through.
Oh, it's awful.
Ooh.
Oh, it's awful.
And what education is doing, and I mean, people, if you just go to another planet, you know, Mars, yes, really. And I think it's sad. It's like you don't have a chance. Everything costs way more than it ever did. Expenses are, you know, future shock is right there.
Well, it's especially bad right now with the gas prices.
Oh, last week we paid $60 for a tank of gas.
I know.
$60.
Tragic.
That used to be a little more than I took home with my first job. And then, of course, that governor of Maine with the Oliver Twist laws wanting to bring back child labor.
Wants to bring back child labor. Oh, my.
I mean, good
Strange.
God. I thought Maine was progressive, but I guess
Well,
it isn't.
They
They're
are.
a
They
laughing
can
stock.
be. They can be, but they aren't right now.
And I just think people have got to go deeper within themselves and be affectionate.
Well, life has to have more meaning than buying things. I mean, that's
absolutely.
one thing. I mean,
and going places.
but wait. Maybe that's the high prices will help people to do that because they won't be able to buy as much, so they'll have to figure out other ways to be happy. How about that? Think that'll work?
I think it has to work, but
something has to work.
First of all, in answer to you, I think if you talk to people at a party, they will insist they're happy. Older people. I mean, it's been 30 years that we've been together, and of course we're happy. Because if they admit they're not, or if they suggest that it could be better, it could have been better perhaps for a long time, and people have an ego, you know, and people don't want their egos getting in the way of their, what's the word I want? Getting in the way of their dream.
Well, people's egos get in the way of their dream. It's not about wanting.
Oh, of course the egos get in the way.
People's egos get in the way of their dream, and that's sad because everybody needs a dream.
And the ego evokes a story as opposed to the now. As opposed to right here, right now, here we are. And aside from the fact that breakfast was horrible, we're in love.
Breakfast was horrible?
Well, I'm just...
It was delicious. Really nice, that maple oatmeal that you like.
It was adequate.
That you insisted on buying.
That was for gas points. Yes, we buy the food to fill up the car. And it's really, and then you look at the food and you bought it for the 200 to 300 to 400 extra gas points, and then you have to consume the food that you bought to fill up the car. This is America, folks. It's really great. If any of you have any comments on anything we're saying, get in touch with us. You can reach us on Facebook or YouTube or here at the station. I'd love to have some opinions of how some of you other married folk, even here in town, feel about what we're suggesting.
What are we suggesting?
Oh, we're not advocating wife swapping. I mean, that had its day. Remember that with the keys, and they'd have these parties, and
I heard about them.
You'd think everyone looked like someone out of Playboy.
I don't honestly know if they existed.
They took a
where
coffee
I lived.
can and they threw in their car keys, and then people pulled out the car keys.
I heard about them.
You
I
heard
read about them.
You never did that.
But no, neither did you.
I read about it, though. I read Robert Rimmer, you know, and I always felt as though I were missing something.
Did people think that was romantic? Maybe.
The Harrod Experiment, the Rebellion of Yale Marat.
When Harry met Sally and...
No, Harry and Sally were pretty boring. It was a pretty
that
boring
sort
movie.
of a...
Well, that was in Seattle. No, you're thinking of Dick and Jane, or...
I don't remember.
the foursomes, and Hollywood kind of botched up the whole
I actually
swinging
knew a
dynamic.
family years and years ago that got together frequently for fun, and then one day they all swapped and they got married to different people. I mean, and somebody was left out because they were a brother and sister.
Oh dear.
That was too bad.
Yeah.
But as far as I knew, they lived happily ever after they did that. But I don't know if they still got together all the time or not.
Well, I think what's really important
But that actually happened.
is older folks our age, perhaps more sex and less ice cream will make for happier times.
Well, it will make for thinner waistlines
Thinner
anyway.
waistlines, happier times. Look at your partner as you're sitting there on the couch watching us. Look at your partner and just grab her and hold her and don't let go, you know. Just be there for her and see how she feels. And I'll bet she'll respond back with something warm and cuddly.
I hope so.
Or she'll hit him, one of the two, and call a cop.
Oh, no. Well, to me, waking up next to you is romantic.
Yeah, especially around 2:30 in the afternoon on a Sunday.
No. In the morning.
Well, 2:30 in the afternoon for many
And
people
to
can be the
me,
morning, yes.
when we walk around the market and figure out what we're going to have to eat, that's romantic.
To me, what's romantic is looking at the ads for Paris and Rome and cruises to unknown little ports of call
Yeah.
where pirates are waiting and anti-American sentiments are strong. I mean, we can't go to Tripoli this year, you know. No.
Oh, well, that was on your agenda.
That was one of the thought. We can't go to Japan either. I think it's important for people to love their partners, to love themselves, and to be supportive of each other and not jealous. And so many marriages I've seen, if one person exceeds, the other becomes angular and jealous. And we don't do that. I support your
no.
writing and your poetry.
Oh,
You support
yeah.
my
Well,
art.
of course. We always have, though.
And that's the key, though.
But we've never been competitive.
That's the
not,
key.
It just doesn't in me to be competitive. Why would I want to be competitive with a person I love? Makes no sense.
Taking capitalism out of marriage. Yeah, really, when you think about it, because capitalism is based on competition.
Yeah.
And here we are, you know, and we're happy and we're living a life that we consider joyous in the present moment as much as possible.
Yep. Even if I make you tea you don't really like.
Yeah, but it's okay.
But I didn't know because I'd never tried it before, and believe me, I didn't like it much either.
Good. Well,
I'm sorry about that.
That's good.
But you know, I cleaned out the cabinet and I came across this big box of tea.
Yeah.
And I thought, wait, we should check it out.
My mother was a big advocate of oatmeal, you know. She sold oatmeal every
Well,
morning.
sweetheart, I wasn't the one that wanted to buy the oatmeal.
I wanted the gas points. You know, I really
I
did.
love you.
I love you too. Oatmeal and all. It's really nice. And kiss your wife right now. You sitting there, kind of looking at
Or
the screen.
girlfriend.
Looking at the
Or
screen, going,
girlfriend.
what are these people talking about? Just kiss her.
Or
Reach
girlfriend.
for her. Pull her onto
and
your
listen,
lap.
if you don't have anybody, hug yourself.
Yeah, that works.
You know, hug yourself. Tell yourself you love you. And be your own best boyfriend or girlfriend.
Or go out and hug a tree because it's Earth Day. And trees love to be hugged.
And every day is Earth Day, whether or not it's a designated Earth Day.
True.
That is for sure,
That's
for real.
absolutely,
Yep.
that's
Yep,
true.
yep, definitely.
And it's good that way.
It's good that
Are
way.
we still on? I hope so. I want to wish everybody a wonderful weekend,
Yep.
a happy Easter, happy Passover, happy sharing your lives together, and look at your partner and just feel so good that the two of you are together.
There you go.
That there's a bond between you that's stronger than life itself.
Yep.
Because it's that bond and that love that'll keep you healthy.